I used to think becoming a millionaire was a faraway dream, something that only happened to people in movies or people born with silver spoons in their mouths. But looking back, I can honestly say it wasn't magic, and it wasn't luck. It was about small steps, hard work, and staying focused on my goals. Here's the story of how I went from living paycheck to paycheck to becoming a millionaire. The beginning. Growing up, we didn't have much. My family lived in a small house, and my parents worked hard to make sure we had enough to get by. They always told me that education was the key to a better life, so I worked hard in school, knowing that my future depended on it. But after graduating college, I found myself in a tough spot. I had a degree, but no job lined up. The competition was fierce, and I had to take whatever came my way. I started out working as a part-time cashier, making just enough to cover my rent and daily expenses. At that time, the thought of becoming a millionaire seemed impossible. I was struggling just to get by. But deep down, I knew I couldn't stay stuck in this cycle forever. I had bigger dreams, and I wasn't going to let fear hold me back. The turning point. One ordinary day, as I was scrolling through social media, I stumbled upon a post that caught my attention. It was a simple video about investing, explaining how anyone could start with small investments and, over time, grow their wealth. The idea of making money work for me, rather than just working for money, was a concept I had never considered. Until then, I had always believed that investing was something only wealthy people could do. I thought it was a game for the rich, something out of reach for someone like me. But this video made it seem so possible, so accessible. Intrigued, I decided to learn more. I spent hours reading articles, watching videos, and listening to podcasts that talked about investing, personal finance, and how to manage money effectively. I learned about the stock market, the basics of real estate, and the powerful concept of compound interest. First, the information was overwhelming. The terms were unfamiliar, the numbers were confusing, and the whole process felt complex. But despite the initial challenges, I was determined to understand it. I realized that this knowledge had the potential to change my financial future, and I was ready to put in the effort to make it happen. The more I learned, the more my mindset shifted. I started to see the world of money in a new light, no longer as something that was simply meant to be earned and spent, but as a tool I could use to create long-term stability and growth. It wasn't about luck or being born into wealth. It was about learning the right strategies and making informed choices. This new path felt exciting and empowering. And for the first time, I felt like I had control over my financial future. Starting small, with the little money I had saved, I decided to start investing. I didn't have a lot to work with, but I made the decision to invest in a low-cost index fund, something that didn't require a lot of experience. I knew the key was to be patient and not try to get rich overnight. So, every month, I put aside a portion of my income and watched as my investments grew slowly over time. At the same time, I didn't just focus on investing. I also looked for ways to earn extra income. I started a side hustle, offering freelance services like writing and graphic design. I worked nights and weekends, squeezing in as much work as I could. It wasn't easy, but the extra money helped me invest even more. The road to growth. As the years passed, I began to see the rewards of my hard work and dedication. My investments were steadily growing, and I was saving more money than I had ever managed before. But the real turning point, the moment that changed everything, came when I decided to take a risk. I had saved up enough money to make a significant investment, my first rental property. It wasn't a grand mansion, but it was a modest apartment in a neighborhood that was beginning to grow. I used my savings for the down payment and took out a loan to cover the rest of the cost. The idea of owning real estate was both exciting and intimidating. It felt like a huge step forward, but I had spent months doing research and planning. I felt confident that I was making the right decision. After purchasing the apartment, I rented it out and used the rental income to cover the mortgage. This was my first taste of passive income, the kind of money that comes in even while I wasn't working. It felt like a small victory, but it was a victory that set the stage for bigger things to come. This apartment was just the beginning. Over the years, I built a small but growing portfolio of rental properties. Each new property added to my wealth and strengthened my financial foundation. I learned how to manage the properties effectively, how to screen tenants, and how to increase the value of each property through thoughtful renovations and improvements. With each property, I gained more confidence and experience, and I continued to learn more about the world of real estate. I began to understand how to leverage the properties for further investments and how to make smart, long-term decisions. What started as a single apartment turned into a network of income-producing properties, all contributing to my growing financial success. Looking back, I realized that the road to growth wasn't always easy. There were challenges and setbacks along the way. But with every step, I learned something valuable, and each lesson brought me closer to my ultimate goal of financial freedom and security. Staying focused. There were times when I doubted myself. There were moments when I thought I would never make it. But I kept reminding myself that wealth isn't built overnight. It's about consistency, discipline, and not giving up when things get tough. One of the most important lessons I learned was to reinvest my profits. Instead of spending the extra money, I put it back into my investments and businesses. This helped my wealth grow exponentially over time. The millionaire moment. Years passed, and one day, I found myself sitting down to review my financial situation. I pulled out all my statements, calculated my net worth, and, to my shock, I realized something incredible. I had become a millionaire. It wasn't the result of a sudden windfall or a lucky break. It was the culmination of small, steady steps I had taken over the years. Each day, I focused on investing wisely, saving consistently, and working towards my financial growth. The number on the paper was amazing, but the true value of the moment wasn't in the money itself. Becoming a millionaire wasn't about the wealth I had accumulated. It was about the journey that led me here. It was about learning how to manage money, how to make smart decisions, and how to take calculated risks when opportunities arose. It was about developing the discipline to stick to my goals and not giving up, even when things were difficult and success seemed far away. The journey had taught me more than just how to build wealth. It had taught me perseverance, patience, and the power of consistency. Every challenge I faced along the way had helped shape the person I had become. The road to becoming a millionaire was not a smooth one, but it was one filled with lessons that would stay with me forever. Looking back, I understood that the real reward wasn't the money. It was the person I had grown into, the knowledge I had gained, and the confidence I had built. Becoming a millionaire was not the end goal. It was just a marker on a journey that was always about more than the destination. It was about the growth, the lessons, and the unwavering belief that anything is possible with hard work and determination. Giving back. Now that I've reached my financial goals, I've realized that being a millionaire isn't just about personal success. It's about what you do with your wealth. I've dedicated a portion of my earnings to helping others, whether it's through donations, mentoring, or supporting small businesses. I believe that real success comes from lifting others up as you rise. Final thoughts. Looking back, I see that becoming a millionaire wasn't just about money. It was about mindset. It was about staying focused on my goals, being patient, and taking action every single day. If you're reading this and dreaming of a better future, know that it's possible. Start small, stay consistent, and never give up. You can achieve anything if you're willing to put in the effort and keep moving forward. And remember, your journey to success is unique. It won't always be easy, but with the right mindset and determination, you'll get there. I'm so glad you spent this time with me. If you like the story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Take care, and see you next time.